Hello everyone, and welcome back. I decided to play a lot of Neoverse this week, and this was honestly the first time I'd ever gotten this far, and I forgot to record most of the runs. That's why we're starting here. This was the second to last boss, but it wasn't really that difficult with the build I was going, which is extremely turtly, and I mean extremely turtly. A faith build that I just don't die. In fact, I eventually just had to concede because I wasn't killing it, and it wasn't going to kill me anytime soon. This final boss in Neoverse is a doozy. Not this particular phase, and I'm just going to tell you this is something you should not do with this particular enemy. Is if you have constant cards, don't blow it on the first phase, like I did. This is a bad thing. If I hadn't done this, I think I would have won, actually. But I did. So, of course, this was the first time I'd ever fought the thing. I didn't know what I was doing, and that's fairly obvious from this. The cube itself is not difficult. The cube is a vacation from your previous two boss fights. The cube is simply just the hatchery from which the final boss actually, shows up. So, again, don't blow all these constants that I'm doing. That's all my constants now gone. And in the second phase, I'm kinda screwed. So, yeah. I mean, it does a little bit of damage, but since my deck basically just goes with Regan, an insane amount of Regan, I didn't really care. So, yeah, this was totally wasted. But the final boss, at least for this particular character, I can't remember her name, Claire, I think. For Claire, it's basically, I'm assuming it's the same for every single character, it's a clone. It's like a Dark Link kind of scenario. It's actually a really interesting final boss fight for a strategy card game like this. I actually really like it. But this first phase, it's nothing really that special. I don't know why I didn't speed this part up as well when I was editing, but I didn't. Anyway, we're a quarter through the video now, and I'm too lazy to start all over again. Anyway, as you can see, I'm doing a majority of my damage through punishment, which is essentially thorns or reflecting damage. I was trying to see if after I saw the move, if it would ever show up on the action bar. It does not, so you can't look at that. And, yeah. The thing is, you can kind of see how much damage the thing's going to do, judging by your health bar, funny enough. You can't actually see the attack it's going off, but you can just see by your health bar how much it's going to do. It's kind of funny that way. Kind of like you're cheating a little bit, but, I don't know why they put that in there. You think you wouldn't see anything on your health bar. That would make it actually, dangerous, because you couldn't see how much it was about to do, but they didn't do it that way. That's a bit of a flaw. I'm not sure if that's an oversight, or if they intentionally left it that way. I like to think they intentionally left it that way, so you don't just end up screwed. You're going, how much do I need to defend for? I don't know. And then you just die, because you had no idea. I assume that's why they left it, but it might just be a mistake. I don't know. God, that'd be a horrible mistake, though. If you're wondering why I picked the defense card there, I was like, I don't know what the next phase is going to be. Of course, I didn't even think there was going to be a second phase. But if I looked at the buff and paid attention to it, I would have known there's going to be a second phase, because it says after it dies, it removes all your buffs. That's why you don't blow all your constants in the first phase. Excuse me. So yeah, don't do what I did, basically. That was a bad idea. So we're almost through half the fight. Actually, that is half the fight. Now the phase 2, the dark clone appears. And the way this fight works is every time you use an instant card, it gains armor. Every time you use a defense card, it gains a thorn charge. You can see how this can be troublesome in a deck that relies on instant cards and has no offense whatsoever. So, yeah, it gets bad. I'm not joking when I say this fight went on for probably half an hour before I went, okay, then by the way, it slowly gains force throughout the fight, which is basically extra strength for you to slay the Spire players. And it also has a piercing damage attack, so even if it's on that particular attack, you can't actually, block. So you're gonna eat damage. There's no way around it. You need something that can... You need some kind of thing that can, friggin', heal yourself. If not, you're not gonna last this fight. I think it's supposed to make it so you can't turtle your way to victory, and they succeeded very much so. I know I realized now I sped this up so quick you can't really see what's going on, but this was a very long fight. Just watch the health bars. You'll get the story from the health bars. The health bars just jump back and forth, both mine and the boss's. The boss, oh by the way, the boss this particular version has vampiric aura, which means if it actually hits you, it regins that way too. Because screw you, that's why. So you can't just play defense. Well, I mean, you can play defense, but eventually its strength is going to get so dang high that you're not going to be able to either out-damage it, or the thorns are going to grow so high that you won't be able to damage it with physical attacks, which means you're screwed. It's a very delicate balancing act, this particular fight. There's not much else to say here. You gotta go on the offense, which this deck that I had built did not do well with. I did not do the whole offense thing very well. But I did like this fight because it actually makes you think, okay, if I'm going to go for the final boss fight, I need a deck that can counter this boss. Of course, this is my first time seeing it, so I didn't really know that. But now, when I play this again, I'm going to know and know how to approach the fight a bit better so that I don't completely screw this. I think this is the equivalent of like fighting the heart in Slay the Spire, which, by the way, I never killed that either, so, maybe that says something about me. But I never killed the heart in Slay the Spire. I don't think I ever came close to killing the heart in Slay the Spire. I mainly just went up the Ascensions and Slay the Spire. This was also on Transcendence level 6. This wasn't your mama's Transcendence level 1. No, this was level 6. Because I honestly didn't even know this was a thing. And to unlock this, for the people who don't know in Neoverse, you have to have that cube little thing you unlock from trophies. I think it costs 10 trophies. You unlock that, equip that, and that's what this whole thing's about. It unlocks this boss fight. Or unlocks this three set of boss fights. You also would not go awry if you stockpiled some gold before the last 3 set of boss fights, because you can also heal if you have the laboratory thing, which I also have equipped, so you can heal at it basically anytime you want. Or, evolve your cards on demand, which is honestly probably not even that good of a thing at this point, but yeah, I was feeling pretty confident. As you can see, my health's not really going down in the long term. Theirs is. This will not last, however. You see it slowly going back up at 64, 59, 39. I think that might be the lowest health I ever got the thing to. I'm not sure. I was like, I can do this, I can win it. Yeah. In theory, I could have. But she hit me with a big hit. Regained 20 health. Oh, nope, down to 29 health. Man, I got pretty far in this fight. Then she's back up to 51 because she hit me very hard and I didn't defend. This fight does have a rhythm to it, so you can get around it, but... Or not a rhythm, it has a... I guess that's not a rhythm, is not the right word. It has a set pattern to its attacks, so you can play around that. If you have a deck like mine, as you see here, I could have potentially done this, but I wasted so much time. She's at 11 strength now. Which means essentially she has a 20 piercing attack thing, so you can't block that, and she regains 20 health from that, so it just gets so much worse the longer this fight goes. In theory, I could have kept fighting for probably another half an hour, but she would have been at full health by that point, so... As you can see, her health's on a steady incline up, so... At this point, I was like, is this even worth trying at this point? Because the health's going the wrong way. But having said that, I do recommend, again, if you like Slay the Spire, you should totally give Neoverse a try. And yeah, this was the end because I realized this is just not going to happen. I'm wasting my time. So I will see you all next time. Later.